Hey guys, welcome back. Comedy Store Podcast. I'm Rick Ingraham.
I'm Eleanor Kerrigan.
We got Mr. Shore.
Mr. Shore.
Mr.
Let me
Pauly
hear.
Shore.
Test. Yeah, okay.
I
I never like using headphones.
I don't either. I like to keep one ear out. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe I was strangled in a previous
But
one.
thanks for thanks for having me, and I'm glad. So, are you guys the official hosts?
We are the official
You're like
host.
Regis and Kelly, or like Kelly and
much.
Mike, or whatever.
I like to think of Sajak and Vanna.
There you go. Yeah.
I just that's actually
does
my new
fit me
goal.
better, yeah.
Is to just when Sajak dies or retires, I want to be the guy who hosts Wheel of Fortune.
How long you guys been co-hosting together?
2-3 months
now,
yeah.
So how many have you guys done together?
I don't probably 8.
8 or
something
10.
like that. Yeah, 8 to
So
10.
you guys should build a graphic with the Comedy Store logo. So
We
it's like, so is who gets the first billing?
Oh, I usually put Rick's. It doesn't matter.
I think-
We
yeah, I
usually
mean,
put
Rick
all
and
our names.
Eleanor,
Yeah,
right?
Rick and
He's
Eleanor.
been doing it a little bit longer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Rick and Eleanor podcast show, Comedy Store podcast, with the logo and your guys'
Yeah.
thing.
And then we like to
Just
take
so-
pictures with people and put them on there too.
Okay, you guys-
or a video.
You guys do it. I'll just sit here.
No, you're right.
But I'm just
No,
saying,
but that's a
it'd be
great
cool to
idea,
have
you're right.
you guys are the official host, because no one, like, I didn't know that you guys were the host till you guys just told me just now,
Yeah.
and I don't think anyone else does.
Really?
So if you, no, I don't think so. No, because you guys just kind of fell into it. He was hosting for a while,
Yeah.
and then you merged into it. So now if this
But
is
now
you
we've been
guys,
doing it every week.
yeah, so this
Yeah.
is good. So you guys should,
People are willing to do the podcast
More now.
now that Eleanor's on. Like before, I'd ask
becomes
people.
more official.
Yeah, I'd ask people, and they'd be like, "No, I don't think so." I'm like,
Right,
"Oh,
I agree,
okay."
and that I think you asked me once, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And when
Plus,
she's
we're
in the-
like, let's go to the basement. And they're
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
Yeah.
There's a basement?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
it really freaks people out. Before there was, I'm not going all the way upstairs because we
Right.
were in the room
I
opposite of,
remember. Yeah,
of
yeah.
Landing Patch or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
now,
that's right. Are you still up there? Or is that's Landing Patch? That's
we
your
can't,
production
we
company?
can't. I like to be private where I'm
Oh.
physically.
Oh, right.
You know
yeah,
what I
but
mean? I don't want
just
people showing up in the middle of
Creeping,
the day.
yeah.
freaking out over you.
Like Steve Kravitz will show up. Hey,
Pauly,
what's going on?
do you like hockey, Pauly?
No, Steve's great.
Steve is
awesome.
great. And he goes every Sunday still, right? Or no? Do you see him once in a while or you don't know?
Alfred doesn't really let him in.
Okay.
Smart.
He's-
The last time I was there, I had to write my name down. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. I guess we're keeping names
Hey, you
down.
know, Dice said, he said, if it wasn't for Mitzi Shore, she'd have passed away a long time ago.
If it, oh,
With her disease, with my mom's,
Yeah.
Parkinson's.
absolutely.
Because, like, and you know better than anyone, like, you were very close with her, like, when she was here.
I love her.
Like, yeah, like, if it wasn't for Mitt being my mom, because she's had Parkinson's for so long.
Yeah.
Or her nervous thing, whatever it is.
Yeah, she don't like that word.
Yeah, no, she don't like that word. But it's a form of Parkinson's.
Exactly.
It's in the Parkinson's family.
Right.
But yeah, she's really strong, but she's healthy at the same time.
Unbelievable.
So it's
Like, she looks fantastic, right? I think I was
Yeah.
there, like, right before her birthday, the
Yeah.
week before her
Yeah.
birthday. So, but her eyes,
Yeah,
everything, she's so full,
yeah.
like, and she spoke to us a couple
Yeah.
times. Like, it was just crazy. It
yeah,
was
I'm still scared of her.
Parkinson's is like a
I'm still scared.
Well, you know, you should tell Paulie what you did. I'm sorry, not Argus. Don Barris made him do Argus to her.
This,
Oh, really?
this
And
was
it freaked her
yeah.
out a
Long
little
time
bit.
ago.
This is probably like 9 years ago or something. She was here, and he was like, "Oh, come on, Mitzi will love it." And I'm just like, "All right." And I was still drinking, so it was easy to convince me to do anything.
Right.
And so I walked over, doing full Argus, and she just stared at me. And then after about a minute of bombing of doing Argus for her, I was like, "Oh no, this isn't going good." And then she just goes, "That's nice, go away."
That's hilarious.
And I was like, "All right, that's my out."
Yeah.
And then I walked away, just like, "I hope I'm not banned."
Can I want to ask you, like, when you first started doing stand-up, what was that like? I mean, your mom being Mitzi Shore, how the hell did you present that? Like,
Well, I always knew I was going to do it ever since I was like little.
yeah, because the
yeah.
comics always say you're always funny, always the
Yeah, I was always like, oh, I'm going to do it. But my answer to myself was, well, when am I going to start? So I started when the SAT papers were coming, sent back in high school at the beginning of 12th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The beginning of 12th grade is when I took it really serious.
Like when
I was like, okay, now let's fucking do it.
Wow.
Serious though, like real, like I do, I am in my life.
Did you have to do the open mic and stuff, or
I stayed away from the Comedy Store for at least 2 years.
Oh, okay.
You did the Laugh Factory.
Yeah,
a
I
little
did the
bit,
Laugh
correct?
Factory for Jamie. Yeah, for a long time.
And it was just like by choice. You just didn't want to.
Yeah, by choice.
Because you wanted to get good before you performed.
Yeah, I didn't want to showcase for her unless I had like 2 years under my belt.
That's so crazy to think that even you
amazing.
had to showcase.
Oh yeah, and it was a nightmare. It was terrible.
How was your showcase?
It was terrible.
How many times did you showcase before you got passed?
Well, I'll tell you the story. I know this story really well because for the last 2 years I've been putting together a documentary of my life.
Right.
So I've been reliving and interviewing everyone that's been in my life since I was born.
Okay.
So I know all the stories very clear. So what happened was, what was the question again?
Just what was your showcase
Okay,
like?
the showcase. Yeah, the showcase. So it was Louis Anderson and it was Paul Mooney, and they were in the back, and you were probably surfing. How long have you been?
93.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I was here that long.
No. Okay. So,
what year was it when you showcased?
I think it was 88.
Okay.
Yeah, 88. And I did my show, and after I ended with pop locking, I was very into dancing.
Okay.
I brought out my big boom box and I played Freakazoid.
And this, 88. That's
perfect.
priming for
Big
for
time.
pop locking. Yeah.
And I started popping, and I was really good. I was coached by a guy named Sugar Pop. If you know anything about pop locking in the 80s, Sugar Pop was the best popper. Period. He brought pop locking to LA. He was in every Michael Jackson video.
Wow.
He was in Thriller. He was in Beat It. He went on tour with Lionel Richie.
Damn.
He was like the fucking no one he was in every like he toured with Prince. He was like fucking, but not like in the back of Prince, like with Prince.
Right.
So he taught me, and I used to bring him up to my house. And my mom, met my mom. So that was the first thing. So I did my dancing, and then after I go up to her and I'm like, how did I do? And she said, stick with the dancing. That was pretty much, yeah. So then, so there was a lot of friction. There was a lot of friction between me and my mom because she wanted me to go to college, and I don't know if she was like pushing me to do stand up or whatever. And then there was friction. It was really bad, and that was at the time where Sam Kennison took me under his wing, and I became very, very close with Sam. And Sam was on drugs, and he was doing a lot of coke, and he was fucking out of his mind. I mean, the Comedy Store now is like so mellow,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, back then it was like you come here, it was scary. It was like a scary place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you didn't
People
know
are all
what was going to happen.
gacked out all the time.
Cocaine was like a very big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
You know what I mean?
some people smoking pot and drinking, but there really isn't
Not
a drug scene.
No.
Yeah.
So I was hanging out with Sam a lot. So that's when, it got really bad with me and my mom. And I had to become famous on like MTV and like start working as an actor and get a following here before she actually made me a paid regular.
Really?
Wow.
Man, that's tough.
So, well, I can understand her wanting you to go to college. Also knowing, like, seeing all the comics, knowing what you go through.
You don't want your kid going down the path, especially with all the drugs that are around.
Absolutely.
She's like, I don't want to
100%.
encourage my kids to
But
do
I was
this.
always like, I mean, you guys know me pretty well. I'm not a druggie. I'm not a
No.
fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm not, I never really was. I partied, but I
You
never.
did throw some great parties, though.
Yeah, vagina's another thing, but at the time, no. But
we have our addictions.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I always kind of watch what not to do through all these people that are here.
You learn
know,
from their mistakes.
Yeah, I learned from their mistakes. They were the best teachers because look at Argus. I mean, I look at Argus and I feel really sad for him actually because he's so talented and he's I don't want to say he's so good looking, but he's like a really good looking guy. He's like America.
Yeah.
I mean, now he obviously is older.
He's older, but yeah.
But back in the day, dude, he was a fucking star. Period. End of story. A fucking star, dude.
Yeah.
But
Everybody says
drugs fucked him up.
Right.
So I saw that so much, and it was just like, it was just gross.
Do you?
And so yeah.
Do you remember, like, your whole life you've been at the Comedy Store, right?
Since I was 4, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
From Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's unbelievable. But then didn't you work in Westwood as well?
Yeah,
or is that where you would
to
hang?
cook, yeah. No, what happened was I wanted to get this is when I was 14 years old, and I wanted to get a saltwater fish tank.
Okay. Good.
Because,
Naturally.
well, no, because James Bond had saltwater fish. I was obsessed with James Bond films, like obsessed, because he got pussy.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who got more pussy in movies than James Bond?
Nobody.
Not a lot of people.
Period. Like it was James Bond. That was it. And James Bond had salt water. So I thought to myself, if I get a big saltwater fish tank with saltwater fish,
It
The
attracts
ladies will
pussy.
follow.
I can get some vagina. So
I love that was your,
I
your
asked
desire.
I asked my mom, I'm like, can you get him? She's like, no. She goes, if you want it, you have to work for it. So she says, you can be a short order cook at the store in Westwood.
Wow.
So I worked there, and that's where I made my money. And then I eventually got my saltwater fish tank.
At 14, you were running the kitchen.
Running it, dude.
With
Fucking
and Kinnison, everybody's
dude,
there.
serving like 200-300 people. Like these
Yeah.
Mexican dudes, they don't have shit, dude. And the stuff that they're making is disgusting.
It's like chicken fingers
It's
and
fucking
shit.
gross. I put like love into my shit. I made like really good hamburgers. I would like spend time like marinating it like in the afternoon and make it great.
Oh
And
my God,
people
that's
would
awesome.
freak. People would be like, "This is really good." 'Cause
Wow.
I'm like a really good cook right now. I'm always a really good cook.
That's great.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Um,
I love cooking. So
I love that you would marinate the beef and everything
No,
like that. Because now they do. They
yeah.
just throw things in a fryer.
It's like a frozen.
Or it's all frozen.
Fucking gross,
Everything's so
dude.
fast right
Yeah,
now.
I had a friend. I guess he's not really a friend, but someone I went to high school with was out here, and he's like, "How do they prepare the chicken fingers?" I'm like, "Well, they remove them from the bag, and then they
get
put them in a
scissors.
toaster
What?
oven. They don't
Is
even
it
fry
even
them.
a toaster oven or is it
I
a
assume.
fryer?
no, it's a good.
There's no fryer
it's
here,
a
I don't
good
think.
situation, but it's still
Dean
chicken
cuisine, bro.
fingers, yeah.
Dean cuisine. I got to be honest. If I was waiting tables here, I'd be pissed as shit. I hate it serving food.
Let me ask you something.
Sure.
So, because it's weird for me to see you as a comic.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just because I've known you for, since, I've known you since you
I
first
was a
came out.
waitress here for
90.
12
But
years.
dude, you're here for so long serving. Why didn't you do stand-up then?
I don't know.
That's so weird
I never
to
had
me.
any interest in
At the
doing
time?
stand-up at all.
And then you just clicked or someday?
I think after
Because
Freddie,
guys listening, Eleanor, who's the host of the show,
Thank
she
you,
was a
Pauly.
server here, like the number one server from
Aw.
1993 to
2005.
2000. That's a
Yeah.
long
It's
time.
12 years.
She ran the
Like-
show when I got here. She
Right.
was in charge of all of the waitresses.
Did a lot of yelling.
Yeah, because I remember when comics would do something to anger the waitresses, you felt the wrath of Eleanor.
That's right.
So you
Norma Ray.
so you quit
That's my nickname.
eventually.
So after Freddie Soto passed, in all honesty, I had quit because I got engaged to Dice.
Speaking of him, just really quick.
Yes.
Because I'm digging into my documentary. I have footage of him,
Oh, really?
like old footage, like when he used to drive my mom's limo and shit.
Oh, my God. That's so
Like
crazy.
down to the fucking La Jolla, dude. That's sick, dude.
That's awesome.
And he looks like awesome. Okay, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, but after Freddie passed, because Freddie was my best friend, and after he passed, for years they would be like, "You should be doing stand up," because I would hold court in the kitchen and just fuck
Right,
around. But
right,
that's
right.
just how I was. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think,
Philly.
yeah, I didn't think,
Yeah.
oh, stand up, I should be doing stand up. I'm like, no. That's not easy to do,
Yeah.
and it's a sad life, kind of.
Yeah.
So now I know that
It's not
for real.
glamorous. It's not glamorous.
It's really not. And then, and so I completely get your mom protecting you from it. Because to me, I'm like, fuck, if I knew, I'm an idiot. I knew 12 years, left, came back as a stand-up.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then started touring with my ex-fiance.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's even weirder. I know, I'm creepy.
No, but the whole thing, just deciding to do it.
To do it, yeah. And even
'Cause
Dice
that's
was
what-
like, what? Now you're going to do stand-up? Like, I've known you all this time. Dom Herrera is one of my closest friends. They're like, now you're
But
doing
the
it?
thing is you've gotten good fast though because of that.
Because of the college I went to
yeah,
is the
because
greatest.
of 12 years of.
And
Yeah,
watching
so-
comedy
And
can
Kirk
teach
Fox too is another
Yeah,
thing.
I
Like
always
Kirk
think of
Fox,
him.
like he, was acting and doing so much, film work and TV
Right.
stuff. So when he decided late in his life to become a stand-up, it happened quicker for him than most.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, and he's such a great writer. But I remember him from you and the parties and stuff like that, from waiting tables all the years. All your buddies, BK
yeah.
Broiler, what did
Yeah,
we used to
BK
call him?
Broiler. Yeah.
Is that face?
No, there
No,
was
that's
like a
someone
bunch of. Paulie had like the best friends.
Yeah,
in all
yeah,
honesty, I don't mean to say it like you're not here, but you always had like the best friends and the best parties.
We used
my
to fucking
God.
throw big parties.
Every time I know his
I missed
birthday
out.
because
Now I
I'm
have
like,
to check with my brother to see if it's is Peter listening.
Peter, if you're
Peter.
listening,
Yeah,
I doubt he listens.
they want to throw a wild party here.
Peter would let us throw a party.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
We'd have to sell tickets though. We'd have to.
we have to
if
make
we
money.
if we
on it.
got a guarantee 300 tickets sold, I think he'd do it.
But yeah, we'd say. But do you remember the material you used when you showcased?
Other than the pop locking?
Yeah, Angel.
that's
Angel
right.
wrote a lot of my stuff.
Angel Salazar?
Yeah, he. Because I was like.
Were people kissing your ass because you were Mitzi's kid? Like, were they trying to help you out, or were they helping you out because they knew you since you were 4?
No, everyone liked me. I mean, I was very. I got along with everyone. I was never like the owner's son asshole. It wasn't like that.
Right.
I was part of their life. You know what I mean? They all raised me.
You're the cool kid, yeah.
Well, they all raised me, so it's like, Angel, wrote my first joke. He said, I grew up in Beverly Hills. My maid's Mexican, my mailman's black, my gardener's Japanese. A day at my house like a day at the DMV. Was like my first joke.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I don't think I ever heard that.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
All my original jokes were terrible impressions and jokes about being from Kansas. So,
right.
I mean, that's far superior to what I was starting with.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things that developed, on stage.
You had like the best people at your disposal to when you started doing stand up, like to even ask for advice. Going Angel Salazar is like
he was the man,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I still see him on the East Coast once in a blue moon. Yeah, we work in Atlantic City sometimes. But yeah, he's terrific. And then you had Kinnison. Alan Steven raves about you.
Yeah, I love Alan.
How old
Uncle
were you
Inky,
when Kinnison started taking you around? Or you were a teenager, or were you older than that?
Yeah, it was
then?
like it was. I'd say 80s, 88.
Okay, so you're like 18, 17?
Like 19.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
And then you get to tour?
Yeah, I toured when I opened them for a while, yeah.
You did the Outlaw thing or something
I did
different?
the Outlaws in Vegas. I toured with him there, but then he took me on the road with Bill Kennison on a bus and, cruising around. My documentary, dude, honestly, my new one is going to freak people out.
I can't wait to see it.
It's like done in such a cool way. It's done through all audio. So I have over 50 interviews I've already recorded.
That's
and
sweet.
It takes place in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And it's all done through audio and old photos and old videos. But because everyone sounds the same, but everyone looks different.
Oh yeah.
So, when Chris Rock is have him come in. Ian could be my co-host.
Okay.
Nice.
You could be my co-host on my interview.
Hi, Ian.
Ian Edwards.
What's up, Ian?
Ian Edwards is here, ladies and gentlemen.
So, anyways, the point is that when people, what's up, bro?
What's up, fam?
What's up? When people speak, everyone sounds the same,
right?
But everyone looks different. So that's why you're in these eras, and I got everyone. I mean, this documentary, it's like my version of the OJ case, like that type, murder, suicide,
Everything.
drugs. I mean, fame, prostitution, abortion, fucking, all this shit, molestation, like all that shit.
Everything.
I didn't do any of it. It's all the shit around me.
Right.
And you narrating it?
No, it's
Interesting.
no,
Good question,
I do some. I talk about it, but it's mostly other people talking about it.
And it's about your life or about the Comedy Store?
It's my life.
Okay.
Your life at the Comedy Store, obviously.
No, it's just part of it.
Oh, okay.
No, it's.
Yeah, because there's so much
it's
that
just
went on
part of it.
outside of here. Absolutely.
Well, my life, the shit that I seen is insane. Beverly Hills High School. Do you know anything about Beverly Hills High School?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who'd you go to
both
high
his
school
kids
with?
went there.
I went with. Oh yeah, but I'm talking about back then. Though.
No,
back in those days.
They had some different
went-
stories than
okay.
you. Thank God.
My best friend in school was this black kid named Eddie Washington.
Okay.
And he used to live across the street from the Comedy Store. If you go across the street from the Comedy Store, it's the Mondrian.
Yeah.
Right there. It used to be projects. It used to
Wow.
be all black, like gnarly fucking. So he was like my best friend. He used to sleep over at my house. My mom took him in and the whole thing. I interviewed him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
that's
like,
great.
Like he was like my best friend. So he tells the whole story about the Comedy Store back in the 70s and the whole thing.
Were there crazy? Were there famous people who are now famous going to Beverly Hills High School?
When I was one of my another best friend when I went to Hawthorne, which is Beverly Hills High School is a high school, and then there's four kind of junior highs.
Oh, okay.
There's El Rodale, there's Horace Mann, there's Beverly Vista, and Hawthorne. Did I say Hawthorne? No.
Yeah, you went to Hawthorne.
Okay, Hawthorne.
Isn't that far, Hawthorne?
No, that's
that's
it's
the city
not the
hospital.
city.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's right, and
Oh,
that's where
yeah.
Dice's kids went to school too.
Yeah, they went to
Hawthorne
Hawthorne.
and Beverly.
Yeah. So my friend with his kid, Sean Kehoe, was one of my best friends. His dad was like a fucking, like an Irish gangster who was best friends with OJ.
Ooh.
And OJ was always at the house. So Sean,
When I met OJ in Miami with Dice, and one of the craziest things about meeting him was that he asked me, he's like, so you tour with Dice, who else you tour with? I said, I'm going on the road with Pauly Shore right now. And he's like, I know Pauly. I've known Pauly since he was a kid.
Yeah.
And so then he spent like 10 minutes
hilarious.
telling me
Telling
these
the
stories
stories.
where I'm like, I think he's lying. And that's what I kept thinking. It's like, I think he's lying about knowing
hilarious.
Pauly so that I think he's cool.
yeah.
But I thought it was...
But now he really.
and then Smokey Robinson's kid, Barry Robinson. I was best friends
Hilarious.
with him, so I was very close with Smokey when we were kids. So whatever. It's just
That's
my
great,
point
though.
is there's so many stories outside the store.
And they all came and told stories and
Yeah, I
stuff.
got
on your-
everyone over
That's
50
awesome.
interviews. Yeah, and I gotten comedians that people think are dead right now. I got them. Like I hunted everyone down. For
Who do
this.
they think is dead? That's
don't know, Lenny
hysterical.
Schultz?
Oh, Four Fingers. Yeah, Lenny Schultz.
Lenny
Isn't
Schultz.
he like in the South somewhere?
No, he's in Florida.
South.
He was
Florida. Yeah.
yeah.
I was
Florida.
thinking actually Tennessee or somewhere,
No.
but Florida.
He lives in Miami.
Good catch. Still a
I'm
South.
sorry. I knew it was the South. I
Right.
just because
No, but good catch, though.
But he's really funny, Lenny Schultz. A lot of people
He
don't
was the
even know
best,
who he
yeah.
is. Yeah, he was a
Yeah, I don't know who
brilliant
that is.
comic.
He was in the 70s. Yeah,
But
he was
it-
my favorite.
Yeah, he's like one of those funny guys. But also, I forgot my question. 'cause
Rick,
I
it's
got
your
excited.
question. It's
Yeah,
your
Rick,
turn.
Dude, it's
go
my
ahead.
turn?
You can't just
No,
stand there,
it's-
bro.
now
Ian,
that
Put your
Ian's
questions
here,
on your
Yeah,
phone.
Ian,
And now Ian's
we got to
here.
ask Ian stuff.
What was
With
your-
my boring, non-famous, don't know anybody.
Yeah,
don't-
forget Ian.
Did Pauly bring you into the club? How did you
I
get to
brought
the comedy
him in.
store?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
brought
yeah.
him
Did you
in.
really?
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
remember
You
someone
hang
I
with a
saying,
love
lot of
black
black
people.
guys.
I love black people.
Paulie,
must
when
be in
you
the
say I
projects
love
for
black
all
people,
day.
it sounds fake. Just don't say it.
you got to keep that secret.
Yeah, just
Blacks and Asians, they go crazy.
Yeah.
I love fucking Asians.
Girls or guys?
Just
or-
It sounds more
It
racist now
sounds
that he's
more
added
racist.
other races.
Asian people.
Just adds more racism.
we do have a lot of Thai people here. Remember, your mom would only hire
Hilarious.
Thai, which is amazing. No, because they're the best workers. Honest
Hilarious.
to God.
Did you see?
Don't
That
let
sounds
Mexicans hear
racist,
you
too.
say that. That's
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you
I'm
see the
very
Steve
racist.
Aoki documentary on Netflix?
No.
You know
Should I
who
look
he
it
is,
up?
right?
This
Is that the
Irish
surfer?
He's the DJ.
Oh.
He's the DJ with the long hair, Steve Aoki.
Oh, I seen the photo, the billboards. He does
That's a
Vegas.
good documentary. You know
I'll
who
check
his
it
dad
out.
was? His dad discovered Benihana's.
Oh, I hate Benihana's. Dude, I'm sorry.
You-
I get the
that's
runs.
her. That's her one thing.
That's
Angers
my,
her bringing
that's
it
like-
up.
But like Mexican food to me, it runs right through me. It's awful. I hate it.
I could never afford Benihana, so I don't
I
know.
go with other people. I sleep
Smart.
around.
Smart.
They pay for it, right, Ian? Nothing.
I mean,
Did you,
I
did you
mean, that's
showcase for Mitzi or
Yeah.
Tommy?
Mitzi, Tommy was there, and then
cheering her on.
I did something with Paulie,
Didn't you do like a sketch
Yeah.
sketch movie.
DVD or something?
Yeah, sketch movie.
Okay.
oh,
Natural Born
Born Comics.
Comics.
Natural Born Comics,
Yeah,
right? I
it's
was trying to think what it
hilarious.
was.
And then they hooked it up. It came. His mom was there, and
Were you scared of her? Or was
nah,
it-
I was just like trying to get in the club, and I knew how to perform, so I just
Right.
did a set. I don't even think I did good that night, but she was like,
she's
before
She
I
could
she
tell,
passed
yeah.
me before. Yeah, she could tell.
She didn't
Yeah,
need someone to do well.
You know who I brought over to my mom, because I was very like, me and my mom were very close, like super close. Like I remember when there was the was it Fat Tuesdays was next door.
Sure.
That was for years.
Oh yeah.
I was very close with Robin Harris.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys remember
Yeah,
Robin
yeah.
Harris?
Hell yeah.
You remember Robin Harris?
I don't know, Robin.
Hilarious.
Yeah, you
So
would love
funny,
Robin
you would
Harris.
love him,
He's
yeah.
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
It's a murderer.
So I saw him on Fat Tuesday. I'm like, I go to dude. I get him. I run it backstage. I'm like, what are you doing on this show, dude? I'm like, come
was a
next
great
door.
show.
This is the guy that loves black people. You know what I'm saying?
What are you hanging out with these people for?
Yeah, what are you hanging with these black
I'm
people
like,
for, black
come next
person?
door, dude.
My favorite people. Why are you hanging out with my favorite people?
I'm like, this is not, this is cool and all, but come
Right.
come to the other
Cleans it
side.
up good
We have a
save.
big secret going on over here,
So I-
so you could get really famous. It's just bullshit
I'm
over
working with
here.
Guy Tori this weekend. I can't wait to tell him about it.
So I fucking bring him over, and I bump whoever was supposed to go up for my mom next. And I'm like,
a regular lineup, not even a showcase.
No, it's
night?
it was a Monday night.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, that's
and I was like, this is the guy, Mom. You got to see this guy. Wow, what's going on? I'm like, Mom, he's fucking hilarious. And he goes and she died. She was loving it. And then I moved. I got out of the booth and I put Robin right next to my mom, and my heart sunk. And I was like, I'm like, he's great. And then we started giving him spots.
Oh, dope.
That's because back then, open mic night and showcase nights were Sunday, Monday, and Tuesdays in the OR.
I think it was just Mondays or
Sundays.
Yeah,
Sundays. We quit
but then
Mondays
right after
of football.
right after that, he got into Spike Lee's movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's fucking. You gotta
look him up.
He had a half-hour special on HBO.
Okay.
Murder.
Yeah, I'll Google.
He had a fucking
Murder.
heart attack, dude.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Is he dead?
Dude.
Yeah, he died in Chicago.
Dude.
Yeah, he died right after he got famous.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like right after, like he was getting huge, and then
he was in House Party, the movie. He was a dad. He had a special out. They was gonna make a TV
Why did you
show
say
out
he's
of
a dad?
his.
Now I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack if I get
Baby
famous.
Kids, yeah.
Baby Kid.
I love
Bebe
Baby
That's
Kids.
right. That's
him.
Robin
That's him.
Harris.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
They don't die, they
Kids.
Oh, that's
multiply.
awesome.
Yeah, it's him.
They don't die, they multiply. That's
yeah.
right.
That's awesome.
Wait, so when did you do your first movie? Wait, you had the MTV thing first, right? Or no?
Let's go back to my thing
sorry.
with him. No, with him it was so Ian. How I brought in Ian was basically Tommy Tellerino, who is his writing partner. Right?
Yeah, at the time, yeah.
Yeah, at the.
Oh, you fired him?
He's like, at the
All
time, not anymore. Fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
I've had a writing partner a long time.
Well, you guys were writing together.
Yeah,
What
at the time.
show were you writing on?
We did the Boondocks together,
the Boondocks.
and before that, we did some sitcom that lasted 6 episodes.
Okay, but you guys were writing, and I was hooked up with Tommy first.
No, I think it was we were with the same agency.
Oh yeah, Gersh.
Bernie, yeah.
Krusty Bernie.
Yeah,
Krusty
yeah.
Bernie.
Right. Bernie Spector.
Bernie Spector, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Funny.
Whitney Cummings talks shit about him a lot, dude.
Yeah,
Really?
a lot of people talk shit.
Is he
about Bernie.
is he still accepting clients? Because I need
Yeah,
anybody,
Rick and I
guys.
are looking. We're looking.
I'll
so-
take anyone. I don't care how crusty they are.
Bernie was
I don't know,
cool,
man.
but he was
I'll
just,
clean him up. I'll clean him up.
Ian's just like, I don't think so, man.
You know, he wasn't I don't know if he was a stoner, but he was just kind of like chill.
I see.
Whatever.
Yeah, Bernie must have had money
Of course.
because yeah.
Was he a partner or was like he that high
No,
up?
he was just
or-
an agent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we hooked up through Bernie, and then once I saw him, I put him up right away to see him first.
I think we did Natural Born
Comics first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But
We were
but
writing
did this-
sketches.
Yeah, we wrote
So
the
you were
sketches.
just writing. You weren't performing stand up.
No. I was doing.
You just weren't doing stand up here.
Right.
I wasn't at the store yet. Yeah.
Right. So I got him hooked up with my stuff. We went down to Miami.
Right.
Him and Tommy wrote some sketches. We did stand up. It was me, you, Ari
Kirk.
Shafir, Kirk Fox, and who else?
I think that was it
That
at
was
the improv.
It was
yeah.
4 of us.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we did the improv.
That's a great lineup.
That's where I met OJ.
That's a fun. It's
Yeah.
true.
That was his spot.
Yeah.
And then from there, once that was finished, then we came here, and then we got
Right.
him on it.
So you saw him perform in Miami.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, I remember Tom.
But I had already seen his videos. If you Google Ian Edwards, he's fucking all over.
He's crushing
Oh
it.
yeah, you've been
All
doing this
over
a
the-
while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
like
did it
2
in New
years.
York for a long
So
time.
we don't know how old you are. We just
2 years I've been doing it.
2
you know
years.
what I'm saying? Just
2 full years.
I remember
full.
when Tommy was the talent coordinator here, and he would always talk about how he had a fear that you were going to take his job, that you wanted to be the
Yes.
talent coordinator, and then I'd be like, I don't think Paulie wants to be the talent coordinator,
Nobody wants to be the talent.
and then he'd be like, well, he's got comics already. He brought in Ian Edwards. I'm like.
So
Yeah,
hilarious.
and Ian crushes. So I remember the
That's
first time I
hilarious.
watched him, I was like, "Damn, this guy is fucking good." And
Paulie
then
knows what he's
he's
doing.
one of Paulie's guys, and it was like Ian was doing so well, it might cost him his job.
That's
was like the
hilarious.
fear.
That's
So
hilarious.
great.
It's funny as hell.
I didn't realize how nervous you made Tommy. I thought
Me
it was
neither.
just
I
'cause
would
you
have
were
enjoyed
black.
it more. I would have stinted his face and enjoyed it more.
Pop, pop.
Yeah.
Hey, you know,
Say hi.
yo, you know the podcast shit we did?
Yeah, what's up?
It's coming out on Crackle, bro.
Oh,
I
dope.
licensed all of them finally
The one
last year. Yeah,
on
you
the
with
Beverly Hill.
Yeah, you with Ziggy.
Ziggy Marley. That was dope. It was a great
That was
day.
a
Thanks,
good
man.
one, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking
You got
good.
to podcast with Ziggy Marley?
Yeah, man.
It was dope, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was dope as fuck.
Kind of bonded too, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah.
you're Jamaican,
Jamaica.
right?
Yeah.
I went to Jamaica.
We understood
I did,
some things.
I
Paulie
did
loves
the-
Jamaicans.
I love Jamaicans too.
Didn't we just say this is bad?
Oh,
How are you going to join
sorry,
it?
Sorry. I'm just saying. I did
I just see Jamaicans as normal people, Ian. I don't feel the need to say I like them as a
when I
overall
went
group.
there,
Yeah,
remember I
thanks.
asked you a million questions before I went because I did the Kid Rock cruise in March.
How was that?
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was the fucking best. But I was the only comic, but we went to Jamaica, and that was the highlight of the trip for me. And my boyfriend, we went. He's obsessed with Bob Marley, so we went to Marley's house, and we heard all these great stories, just amazing. They take you on the tour up to 9 Mile. It was so cool, and he kept giving kids money, and they were fucking chasing the bus. It was awful.
So it was
He's throwing
awful.
20s out. I'm like, babe, why 20? Save them for me. Give those kids $1.
Yeah, he's treating them
Fuck.
like strippers.
Yeah,
Jesus.
right?
Making it rain.
Yeah.
That's for me and Benny Hanna. I'm just kidding. I don't like that place. So you showcase here and killed and scared the shit out of the town.
Tommy was
coordinator.
scared.
Yeah.
Mitzi liked it.
Oh,
Yeah, Tommy
Mitzi
pretended
was
he
here?
liked me all the time. Yeah, Mitzi was here.
Wow.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
did she say? Oh, you
I
dark.
didn't really talk to her. Did I? I said hi, and I said thank you, and then I walked over to Tommy.
Step off, bro.
Yeah, something like that.
Step off.
Get your hands off my mom's knee.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's like a weird interaction. And then,
I think that was always the plan. When Mitzi called me over to talk to her, that was the worst I ever felt in my life because I was positive she was just going to be like, never perform here again. But then the rest of the times when I performed for her, she would just be like, good. And I was like, sweet.
yeah.
But the best is how I met Rick.
Oh,
Oh,
Tell him.
please.
I don't know.
Why?
How'd you meet
dude?
the Shermanator?
Oh, yeah. I
What?
did. I met Paulie before I ever came to the comedy
Hilarious.
store. I was.
Tell the whole story. It's hilarious, dude.
I don't even really remember
Dude,
the story
you're on
other than.
vacation with your fucking parents.
with my
You're from
parents.
You went to
Kansas.
fucking Hawaii?
Where?
Yeah, dude.
We went
He's-
to Hawaii
yeah.
for
Oh,
I think it was
shit.
I didn't know you were
Thanksgiving or
rich.
something, and
yeah.
Dude, wait.
Hawaii? I'm
I saw
appalled now.
Paulie by the pool.
Let's leave Eleanor. We
Yeah,
didn't
so
know this
tell him.
guy
So
was
he's
rich.
just like
I love Hawaiians. I
Hello,
say that
kid.
first of all.
So it was probably like 15 years ago, right?
Yeah, I was 19, maybe 20.
Yeah, you were just a white kid with your white family in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Period.
A
hilarious.
hoolie, is that
Wearing
what they call
shorts.
it? Yeah.
Real
Howley,
goyish
Howley.
Hoolies, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
Howley.
definitely
And
wearing
you were at the Sheraton
board shorts.
Hotel.
Yep.
Sheraton Hotel, and you were there just, and you know, and you're kind of putting your lotion on, and you look over, and what do you look
I
over, and
seemed
what do you
creepy.
see?
I saw Paulie with babes.
How many?
I thought you said I was just with the one babe.
I just know there was a really attractive girl, probably one of the most attractive girls I'd ever seen, being from Kansas.
He does
It
pull
was
that.
clearly, and
Yes.
I just remember being like, "This dude gets ass."
Yes.
And yeah, I mean,
Did you know it was Pauly? Like, was he already obviously?
but I definitely knew it was Paulie, and I just remember being extremely nervous, and
Hilarious.
I think I said hi to him or just like, "Hey, I'm a fan," and he gave me that look like, "Dude, I'm with a hot chick. Get the fuck away from me. Don't
As you
cockblock
should.
me, you
Who's this
creepy
little
white
nervous
guy."
white
yeah.
kid?
But that's funny. That's the first time I met him.
Yeah.
Is
So
that-
did you remember, or he reminded you?
He reminded me. I
yeah.
didn't. I don't. Remember.
He doesn't remember every creepy white kid that
you
stares
can't,
at him from
because
afar.
I was a creepy white kid that met you too outside the Comedy Store. I came here before I moved here.
Yeah.
I came here on vacation with my boyfriend Mario, naturally, and you were filming outside with Todd Lemish. It was something for MTV,
Yeah,
and maybe Don Barris.
probably.
And Mario was like, "We got to get a picture. We got to get a picture. It's fucking Pauly Shore. We got to get a fucking picture." So I asked
Mario
for a picture.
sounds like a smart dude from
I
that
pick
impression.
a lot of smart guys. I'm not sure if you guys noticed.
Yeah,
They're
we
all
noticed.
stellar
Yeah.
scholars.
You're into nerds. We get it.
Yeah.
You have
And
kids?
Oh, I don't have any kids. I would never carry to full term. Sorry, Rick.
I respect
I'm just
that.
saying. I no kids.
No
I'm one
apologies
of
to me.
10. I don't do that. No kids. But anyway, so I had this cute little half top on, and I thought I was all sexy. So he's like, "You go talk to him," and he literally pushed me off to fucking take a picture
Hilarious.
with Pauly. So I took a picture, and then you wouldn't take one with Mario. I was so
It's hilarious.
That's the right move. You
So
don't
I
take a
still
picture with
have
the
that
dude.
on
That's
my
weird.
wall.
Really?
It's on your wall.
It was like a collage I made the
Oh, that's
first year I
awesome,
moved
yeah.
here, and then
Collages are
You're doing
awesome.
collage.
one of my first
Collage.
That's the
ex-fiancés.
girliest thing
Shut
I've
up,
ever
that I
heard.
ever did.
Coming out of
Yes.
Eleanor, yeah.
A collage.
But
She's
I did it on
She cut
cardboard.
cut it into a heart,
It was
probably.
so gay.
Collages
Yeah, it's
are
pretty.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
what you do in the 80s and 90s. You make
Yeah.
collages.
It was the 90s. And then I had it on this shitty piece of cardboard. And so my first ex-fiance, he put it in a frame for me. So
What?
it's like stuck there.
That's
So
cool.
now
When I first met
Take
Paulie
a
at the
picture
Comedy
with it
Store,
on your phone.
I'll send it.
Text to me. It's
You'll
funny.
love it. It's so weird because I'm just like, I'm all
Yeah.
nervous. Like, why is he making me
my first interaction with Paulie at the Comedy Store, I was an employee here, and I was standing at the back, and I'm sure you guys never noticed, but I talked shit about people sometimes.
No,
never
Rick,
noticed
you're
that.
usually very
So,
fair and
Obviously,
reverent,
I'm different now, but back then I was this little shit talker, and I was a paid regular already, but I was angry that I didn't get
cocky.
stage time. And this comic named Jeremy Dingle would get stage time, and so Dingle
You never
got off
saw?
stage. He was an odd one.
I'm fixated
Do you
on the last
remember
name.
him?
I'm fixated on the last name, but keep going.
So
he didn't speak.
Dingle got off stage, and he had just bombed doing that weird shit that he
In
did.
a singlet?
Yeah.
Did he have the singlet on?
And so I thought, hey, I'm going to make a name for myself. Paulie's standing by. Paulie's going to think I'm cool because I'm going to bully this guy. And so I started talking shit about him, and then Paulie was just like, dude, he's a paid regular. He's been a paid regular longer than you have. And then Paulie completely shut down. In my mind, it was going to be like me being like, Dingle, you're a fucking loser. And then Paulie was going to be like, we're both cool, and he's a loser. And instead,
hilarious.
he just shut me down.
You
He was
almost went the Tony Hinchcliffe route.
I tried, yeah.
Yeah,
And he was like, no, you respect the other paid regulars. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, okay.
that's cool.
But then I feel like I got Paulie back when I started mocking Argus. So,
Oh.
So
I brought you on the road with me before a long time
Yeah.
ago, right?
yeah, I was like 23, and you would have me
Heard
do
some-
Argus on the radio.
Oh yeah.
I would do like that. Always be
was
like, Paulie, we want to
hilarious.
play trivia. You ready to do trivia? And he'd be
And
like,
like,
no,
no.
Argus will do it.
That's hilarious.
And,
Argus will do.
and I was
It's
great at it. And they'd always look at me
They're like, who's Argus?
because I'm acting like this idiot.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be Rick at all the
Right.
whole time.
It's
It'd just
funny
be like,
because like sometimes I'll like go back. I remember like I forgot who it was. I think it was the Weasel. Is it the Weasel in Brooklyn or no New
Oh.
York? In upstate New York, there's
Yeah.
like, and he wouldn't have me on again because I brought like openers with me, and like my
Really?
openers like Sandy would do like Tommy impressions or
Yeah.
like
Yes.
sometimes I just set them up because their questions are so I don't know.
Well,
Like-
it's that morning radio
Yeah, the
bullshit
morning radio
like he's making
thing.
fun of.
And you
And
can tell
I want
they're
to,
trying-
I want to give and let the other people like
Yeah.
get involved. Like let Sandy do his thing, and
Or you just want to laugh. Because
Yeah.
that's funny to
Or you
you.
can just take a
It's-
nap. You've done this thing
yeah.
1,000 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Who wants
like,
to do it
fuck
again in the
this.
morning?
and I think the
but I think Sandy's funny though.
Sandy
He makes
is.
me
Great.
laugh. Yeah,
and with the Argus thing, I remember that like they were very clearly going to try and like stump you. Like that was their plan because they're asking these ridiculously absurd questions
Yeah.
about like this Chilean dictator,
No.
and then I, being a huge dork, knew the answers, and as
Hilarious.
Argus is the obviously we're talking General Pinochet, and then that shuts down
Hilarious.
fucking Dale and Tammy in the morning or whatever it was. And they're just like,
That's
oh,
hilarious.
I love that you knew the answer.
they were not happy that I knew all the answers. Bring it on, let's keep doing it.
I'm looking at Rick now. He looks like you got dad
Artist?
face.
Yeah,
The
he
glasses,
does
the
have-
hair
I'm
short.
exhausted.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
told
You don't
me
look
he-
exhausted, but you look.
yo, if you guys are gonna have
mature.
your show here, you got to have them have a fan in here.
Are you hot? Yeah.
Well, you're not.
No,
It's
I
hot.
don't
When
sweat.
when they cut this window, I thought they were going to put in a wall unit. I legitimately was
but
like,
you
they
can
need
just-
air
You don't need
conditioning.
an air conditioner, just a fan, just to blow some air.
Yeah.
I asked
Circulate
Aprobaya if he would do the podcast,
Oh, my
and he
God.
asked about the air quality down here. So
great.
I'm going to have to
Hilarious.
bring my Zoom box in. and
So
bring
you
it
mentioned
upstairs.
Todd Lemish.
Yes, that's
Can you
Todd. We talk
explain-
about him a lot.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
But Todd.
You never met him, probably.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did.
Oh, you did.
I have
But
the,
you met him towards the end.
I have the
I
creepiest
met him when
Todd
he was
story.
funny. I love
He
Todd.
I don't
was
know who this
great.
is.
He's
He
from
was so
Philadelphia.
funny.
He was
Great
this
guy.
dude. He apparently
So-
sold blow. That's how I got to hang out with Robin Williams because I knew that Todd sold him blow at one point. And so I just heard these stories about the Todd. And there's a photo of the Todd and Robin Williams hanging up in the front
Yeah.
hallway.
Yeah.
And so people would talk about him. And then one night this lady showed up, old lady, and she's like, "I'm the Todd's mom." And I'm like,
Oh,
"What?"
Wow.
And she's like, Todd was hanging out with Don Barris, and he's now escaped. And I'm like,
Don
what?
was in charge of him and then let him go because he's a jackass.
He had apparently the Todd has some mental issues,
He had a
like a breakdown,
lobotomy.
right? So he his mom was like, if he comes here, please call us, whatever. I'm like, all right. Dean was the manager at the time. Dean's like, yeah, we'll call you. So at the end of the night, as the doorman, I had to go shut the power off in the main room. So I went back to turn the switches
That's a
off.
scary task.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I go back there, and it's a dark main room. We didn't have shows in there back then, maybe just on Saturday nights, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I walked backstage, and I went to turn the fuses off, and I turned the light on in the green room, and there's just a dude with a beard standing in the corner, facing the corner.
Todd.
And I was so fucking scared. And I literally ran out.
As
like
scared
a
as
kid.
I am now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
And I was like, I go, Dean, there's a guy who looks kind of crazy in the main room. And he's like, that's the Todd, bro. Call his mom. I'm like,
Call
"What?"
his mom.
I'm not calling his mom. You call his mom.
I don't know his mom.
I'm not turning the lights off either. Lights stay on as long as the Todd's in the corner.
Yeah.
Can I just say thank you for being the first black guy to come down here? Everyone has turned us down because they're afraid
Based
that it's
on the
haunted.
basement. Leslie
Yeah.
Jones,
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah,
is.
bruh.
she straight out was like, I'm not going in the
I
basement.
mean, it is scary.
Yeah.
I mean, like even when the hallway's packed, I've always looked at that graded thing.
Yeah.
Oh, because
And
we
then-
used to have the.
And then there's
The accordion
and then
door.
The
Yeah.
accordion door,
Yeah.
and it's just all the scary stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
no,
not.
there is no scary stories in the basement.
It didn't look great from up there.
We used to have to clean it out. Mitch used to make us clean everything in here and look,
What was
try
down
to
here?
store stuff down here. Just
Just
storage.
old shit.
It's a lot of shit.
Yeah,
Do you, have
just
do you have any haunted stories? Have you ever experienced that shit here?
People always ask me about that. I'm like, I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
I never saw.
How
it.
about in Crest Hill?
No.
Even downstairs, because Jason Hart said, no offense, but there was a black guy that he used to
Whoa,
fight in the
whoa,
middle of the
Oh,
night.
I'm trying to measure who's
He
more
said
racist
when
right now.
Jason Hart's
Paulie
lived-
or Eleanor.
You're
I'm
stuck
sorry.
in the middle.
I'm stuck in the middle. Either
Philadelphia usually wins on racism,
racism,
so
all
it's
right.
this way.
way. All right.
No, but he said he lived in the bottom part where you used to live in Crest Hill. That
You lived in
Yeah,
Crest
I
Hill?
didn't live in the bottom part.
I'm sorry, in the basement. You
I
didn't?
didn't live in the basement. I lived in the main house.
Yeah,
I partied in my gym. My
but
gym.
you know what
was
I'm
down
talking
there.
about, where the they had the pool table down
Yeah,
there.
that
They
was.
had-
Yeah.
So he lived down there.
Yeah.
And he said he would be woken up, and we were sleeping together for a while because sometimes I hit rock bottom.
You slept
So-
with like 4 people on just this podcast.
Shit, there's only 3 down here. But anyway, so we used to hang out up there. Me, Freddie, Soto, Corey, and Jason. And when he would wake up in the middle of the night punching, and I'm like, the fuck are you doing? And he's like, there's this fucking black guy. I'm like, I don't know what's
Where's
But in Crest Hill, he said that was that haunted.
who did you just mention?
Jason Hartz. He
No,
used
the
to
other
open for
one.
you. Oh, Freddie, Soto,
No,
Corey.
the other
Corey.
Corey.
Corey
How is
Como.
she doing?
Corey's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
How's
still
the
crazy.
baby?
The baby is 14
Wow.
and out of the closet.
Oh, shit.
That's awesome.
Lesbian.
That's how old that baby is.
Yeah, she's
Jesus.
out. That's all Freddie.
Wow.
Damn. She does look a little bit
Oh,
like
so
Freddie.
so
Freddie
Freddie's.
Soto.
Oh,
it's his daughter.
Freddie,
Yeah,
oh.
she's 14. She just turned 14 July 22nd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What
3
is she
days
doing
before
now,
your mama.
Corey?
Corey's just being Corey, crazy.
How did
wearing
she
a
make
tiara.
money?
She's
She
always
was
Princess
working
Corey.
as a PA on for wardrobe, not PA, like in the wardrobe
Okay.
department.
That's
Right.
good.
She was doing
That'd be
stuff like that,
good.
so that was good. Yeah, so that was keeping her busy.
It's good
Yeah.
union work. Oh,
She had to do so much time before she gets in the union, so it's become like a pain in the ass. But she's getting closer.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's
yeah,
good.
she's always been very
Crazy.
creative too.
Oh, creative. Yeah, creative too.
She had the best.
Same
One of
you
the
know how
C's?
like. Well, no. What
Yeah,
happened is
same.
that front bar.
Oh yes,
The front
she used
bar.
to make money out
Yeah,
there.
the front bar has gone through so many different bartenders or whatever.
I know you would try and keep attractive ladies up there, which I appreciated in my
smart.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we
It
were
worked.
doing that when we first opened that bar.
Yeah.
Because before, when we opened the bar was 2005.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's when we did Minding the Store.
What do you mean?
Remember?
It was,
Well,
It was
No,
closed for the longest time.
No, it was always like it
Oh.
wasn't really usable. Like my mom didn't really.
because we used
It was a bar, but it wasn't really open and like. I guess
wasn't
the word is
stacked.
inviting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
It
Corey
wasn't
used to
inviting.
decorate it,
Yeah.
and she used to put her big tits out.
Yeah,
she used
but
to
she
try
did a big
hard.
thing. She did like candies and
Yep.
she made
Cigarettes.
it like very
she would bring
inviting and
cigarettes.
fun.
One time she had a brick of cocaine back there. So he asked me to hold it for him, and I was like, "Who?" And then she mentioned this guy, and I'm like, "Are you out of your fucking
Hey, where's
mind?"
Majid?
Which one?
Majid.
I don't know that one.
Really?
I don't
That
think
was Sam
so.
Kinnison's drug dealer, Majid.
Sam passed in 92, so I missed his era. When I came here, I remember your mom and a couple other people sitting in the main room, and they were like, "Oh, you can't leave till Mitzi leaves." And I was the new waitress, so I had to stay. I was like, "Fuck." So it was like 3 a.m, and no, they're not moving. So I'm like, "What could they be doing in there?" And it was a year anniversary. I didn't know. I didn't. But I just kept bringing drinks and kept my mouth shut. But the managers, I'd be like, "What the fuck are they doing in there?"
Yeah, people are gonna trip on my doc, dude.
I cannot wait
tell
to
the
see
real,
it.
Can't wait
the
to see
real
that.
story
That's
shit.
dope.
I got everyone. I got like Malika.
Oh, you found
Yeah.
she's in New York, right?
She's no, she lives in Nebraska somewhere with her. I think it's her either husband or boyfriend.
Okay.
But I got her to
I talk to
tell
Sabrina
her
sometimes.
to tell her version
Oh, that's
of
good.
the story, which was cool
And
yeah, it's
was it
great.
good?
Yeah, she's awesome. She sounds great. Yeah.
People say that your mom hated that you were on the road with Sam. Is that
He said
accurate?
that.
Why?
Well,
Because of the
because he was
drugs.
wild.
Yeah.
But he was also your babysitter when you was like a kid.
He
right?
wasn't never my
No,
babysitter.
Steve Moore and Lois Bromfield.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was your babysitter.
The stories about who, like, people are always like, well, you know, Dave Letterman used to take Pauly to baseball practice.
What?
He went there, but he wasn't like.
It's always like
That's
a
like
full
the
time.
push.
Your full time nan. Jay Leno was.
And then
he
You
was
know, like
Pauly's-
Mike Binder. I'll tell you who they were. It was like Mike Binder, Argus, Ollie Joe Prater,
Ollie Joe.
Biff
That's
Maynard,
hysterical.
Tim Thomerson, Alan Bursky.
We're gonna have him on.
He's the best.
He's out of his mind. I love him.
He's the best.
Yeah, he okayed next week. So
Oh,
figure
he's
it out.
fucking the king.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Do you know that in the middle of one of Dice's specials, he yells out "jerk off Bursky" just for no reason,
that's
like
hilarious.
randomly?
He was like the guy at the club that you always saw walking towards you, and you're like, "Oh shit!" and you ran the other way. but like,
what were you afraid? What was?
no,
what was
you
he
weren't
gonna do?
afraid of. You just didn't want to engage in any conversations with the guy. He was just like, I don't want to say the annoying guy at the Comedy Store, but. You know, he was, but very lovable. But he was just like, oh god, he was always the guy coming up to you.
It's going to take a lot of energy to
Yes.
to
Who's
be
that?
in the conversation.
Who's that now? I don't know. Like I think
Like
everyone.
50% of people.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't wanna
cliche
say-
the
I don't
majority.
wanna-
Is that all right?
Yeah, I don't, a lot of people listen. So
It's tough for
I mean,
me
that
to
come-
interact with people now that I'm sober because I'm basically here mostly on the weekends, and people are so hammered. I can only deal with the non-hammered people. And,
What made you sober?
what's that?
What made you sober?
Diabetes.
Diabetes. That's,
Yeah.
that's a
Pussy.
good sober.
Right?
Yeah, Argus always do. Well, you're lucky you got diabetes. I'm like, I don't know if I'm lucky. Well, your doctor told you had to quit. I wish I had that. I'm like, yeah, it really seems like a worse deal.
Because you could still die if you
Yeah.
keep drinking.
Yeah,
Or even
that's
if you
not
don't,
good enough.
just
Yeah.
so you know.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Did you ever drink? Like, were you a drinker?
Nah, I stopped
Partier?
drinking when I was 7.
7?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah.
different in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So you don't drink at all?
Nah,
Not even a beer?
nah.
Really?
I'm with you. No,
That's
too.
No, I'm
Weird.
good.
do you
I mean-
still drink some?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Do you smoke pot or anything like that?
Sometimes.
I remember it's the first
And
time.
now that Dean's like Mr. Marijuana
Yeah.
Man,
Oh shit.
Oh, you smoke pot?
sometimes.
Proud of you. Good. How about you?
Yeah.
I do mushrooms.
Okay.
Do you do mushrooms?
Yeah.
Just jump the
Have
shark.
you done?
Jesus.
Have you done ayahuasca?
Nah, not yet.
I'm gonna do that.
You gonna do it? You gonna go somewhere to do it?
I don't know. I've been talking to a couple shamans. There's different places, and I've
Do you have to go somewhere and do it, or is it like something
it's just
you do in
recommended.
the
Yeah,
back
do
of
it
the
in your
comedy
living
store?
room.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of like, do you ever see those cults, where there's someone in charge and you're like, there's people around and you
Keep
have your
everyone in the
buckets
right
where you
mode.
don't throw up and shit.
Yeah,
right?
Chelsea did it on her
Yeah.
show, Chelsea Handler,
Right.
I think.
Yeah, she
had
did.
like 4 people or something, and they
Right.
went and they did it. But
You're
it
gonna
didn't
do
affect
it,
her.
though?
It didn't
How
affect
weird
her.
is that? The first
That's
night,
crazy.
it
Yeah,
didn't
but then
affect
she
her.
did it again and
Yeah.
it affected her, right? Yeah.
But she does a lot of drugs. That's amazing.
She's just
She built up a
a
tolerance.
tolerance for ayahuasca.
Yeah.
One of the most powerful things. It's hilarious.
I don't know if I could
How?
do it.
I know,
There-
that's crazy.
Are you
That's
afraid to
crazy.
do it, or are you excited?
No,
to
I
do
want to
it?
do it.
We were in.
What do you
trying to
want
think
out
of
of
where
it?
we were at?
Sorry, man. What do you,
Just let go of anything that's holding me back in my life in the past,
Is
Stuff
that what
with
it
my
helps with?
family,
Oh, the shit that would
any
come
of
out
the
of me.
stuff. Like, like we all kind of let go of stuff, but we all kind of not let go of it. It's
Hold
still
on
kinda
to some things. Yeah.
Just, I think it's like almost like just an emotional dump, right?
Yeah, I want to do it so I can let go of the shit I'm going to hold on to in the future.
Oh, shit.
So you know some
You know what I'm
shit's
saying?
coming
He's
in.
planning
Got
some
shit
fucked
coming
up
in.
things.
I got you.
I like to do my homework early. You know what I'm saying?
Smart.
Get it out the way.
Oh, you
That
don't
way
wait
you-
till Sunday night?
Nah,
You're not
nah.
a weekend. You're an asshole.
We were in, I can't remember where we were. It was like Brownsville, Texas. We were in some shitty place.
Oh my
I was on the
God,
road
that's
with you.
So awesome.
And
Brownsville's the best.
I was
the shittier the better.
yeah,
agree.
I was sharing a room. I'd share a room with the bodyguard, Terrell.
Hilarious.
Yes.
And so we
Black
had
guys.
That guy.
we had some guy at the show told us he'd bring us pot, and we were like, all right, cool. And the kid, he gets out to our hotel, and he's like hanging out, and the Terrell's like, how old are you, man? And he's like, 17. And he's like, man, you got to get the fuck out of our hotel room. And the dude is like, hey, man, I got some, what's that stuff you smoke that makes you hallucinate for like 2 minutes? I can't think of what it's called.
Hash?
No, it's not pot. It basically makes you like trip. And it's like some root
It's like
or
a
something.
leaves or something.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Salvia?
They lace it
Salvia,
with that,
I think
yeah.
it is. So anyway, the dude's like busts some of the stuff out, and he hits it, and we think he's loading pot. And then he's like, hey, you guys want to hit the salvia? And we were like, I didn't know what it was. I was pretty into the drug scene. I'm like, no. And the dude hits it, and then he just starts laughing, and then he falls on the ground. And this is after Terrell's already told him he has to leave. And then Terrell's like, man, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, I'm tripping, man. There's blood all over your carpet. And
shit.
Terrell was like, you got to get the fuck out. And he just grabbed the dude and pulled him into the hallway.
That's
Dude, I
hilarious.
got one story I'm going to say, and then I'm going to roll because I got to get some sleep. So, do you remember John Cardinale?
Of course.
Tell the audience who he is, and then I got to tell you the story, and then I got to go.
John Cardinale is a guitar comic.
No, not that guy. John.
Caponera?
No, John. Fuck, what was his name? Shit. You know who he was. Fuck, John. Ask Simone
Older or
about it.
younger?
No, like in that age, yeah.
Yeah, Cardinale
John.
had a...
No, not John Cardinale. Anyway, so I'm on the road.
Oh, you're talking about Jonathan Gottsick.
Oh, yes. Godsick.
Yeah.
The
The
little
dude who
skinny
freaks
one.
out on the bus?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Gottsick.
remember because
Gottsick.
Terrell called me while he's in the woods.
Yes.
And he's like, hey, you said this guy was all right.
Wait, tell the story. Yeah, because I love
This-
Godsick. He's a teacher now.
Do you ever talk to him?
My Jason Hartz does sometimes.
You gotta ask him about the story.
I
Dude,
have to.
So we're on the road where I'm on. This is when I'm on using
You had the tour bus,
the tour
right?
bus thing, and fuck, I think
Is Steve
Bobby's-
Simone?
Oh, Steve Simone's featuring. Is it Gottsick?
Yeah, Gottsick's opening.
Gottsick's opening, and we're in Macon, Georgia, and I got to get to Atlanta overnight because I have radio.
Okay.
And I'm very serious about my
Yeah.
press and business. I'm like, we got to go. So we're at the bar or whatever after the gig, and we get on the bus and we start watching like, Sam Kinison videos, and we watch like the De Niro video where he plays a comic.
oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. King of Comedy.
King of Comedy.
King of Comedy.
Yeah, and we're all watching it, and he's in all of a sudden out of nowhere, the front door, and we're driving down the
It was on the interstate.
Yeah, on the interstate, and we're going fast.
Yeah, of course.
And doesn't
Middle of the
Gottsick,
night.
like, he starts asking you questions about, like, Encino Man or something, or he wanted to know something about filming?
Yeah,
You're
he
just like,
started. I don't know. All I remember is like we're sitting there watching shit. We're on the bus, and the front door opens, and he jumps off the bus.
Yeah.
What?
He jumps off the
Fuck.
bus.
He
What?
kicks the door.
I've heard the story.
Yeah, he kicks the door open, and then the bus driver starts trying to slow down, and he bails out at like
He just-
35 miles
dude,
an hour.
It's like 50. Dude.
Yeah.
He just jumps off the bus, dude.
Fuck.
And we're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
In the middle of
And
the night.
Yeah, in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. or some
Jesus.
shit. So then the bus pulls over and he goes in the woods. And then luckily we have his cell phone.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pissed. I'm like, I got radio. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Fuck this guy.
You know what I
got
mean?
radio. I
Well, no,
agree,
but
though.
he's like
Yeah.
disrespecting the tour. Like,
My phone rings, and I see it's Terrell, and we're buddies at this point, so I answer. I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, man, your friend is fucked up. I'm like, what?
You don't know if he's talking about Paulie.
Yeah, you're
or
like, what?
Simone.
Who's-
Simone.
what?
He's like,
Simone
He
finally
goes,
snapped.
He
he goes, man, he kicked
Revealed
the
himself.
door open. He jumped off the bus on the highway, And now Paulie's got me walking around the woods in the South looking for this dude.
Oh my
That's
God. I
hilarious.
would have shit my pants. I would have been like, forget it. Leave
So
him.
we get him. We finally get him, and then like at this point, like he's on the other side of the fucking road.
Yeah, and
like
he's
miles down.
He goes
how
to
the
like a rest stop or something.
No. We finally get him because we call him. I'm like, dude, no one's trying to hurt you. Like, we gotta go,
Calm
dude. Where the
down.
fuck are you? And he's like, and he gets back on the bus. Okay, and he looks like he's fucked up because he's got twigs and
Such a
shit or
nice
whatever.
kid.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we're driving again, and fucking he jumps off the bus
What?
again, dude. And we have to look for another 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
And at this point, the bus driver's like, dude,
No, we can't do it. Yeah.
We can't. This is like a liable. So we finally get him. Finally, somehow we find him. I don't know how, in the woods. You know what I mean? And then Terrell's in the front of the bus, and we just pull off at the next exit.
Drop
and
him
then
off
we
at a
drop
hotel,
him off
right?
at a motel.
Yeah.
And we lock him in there and just be like, and then I guess his brother went to pick him up or something.
Right. His brother
Holy
goes and picks
shit.
him up, and strangely enough, after that, Gossick decided he probably shouldn't perform at the Comedy Store anymore.
No. And he was a door guy here for a long
He
time.
was funny, dude.
He was very funny.
He
Yeah.
killed.
He had some great bits. I liked Gossick, and I was friends with him, but he legitimately seemed crazy after that.
And he's
I
a
talked
teacher
to him-
now?
Now he's a teacher.
I
He's
talked to
doing
him
great.
twice.
Kids.
Obviously, he's doing great. No, but he is.
Just saying.
He teaches
believe
mental
this?
health. He
Hopefully,
teaches
Mr.
mental health
Gossick
as
is your favorite teacher because
Yeah.
But you took a lot of those guys on the tour with you. Like you took Jason Hartz, and do you remember getting stuck in a storefront on Hollywood Boulevard with him? And you guys were peeking under, and you kept telling people.
Tell
you
me
were
what he looks like. Jason
You said you
Hartz.
were stuck under there with Adam Sandler because he kind of looked like.
Oh,
Adam
that Jason Hartz. Love that guy. He was the best. He
You
was
guys
the
got
best.
stuck in
I loved
front.
him.
Yeah, he's one of my closest
he's
friends.
so sweet. My mom loved him. He used to.
The Penny, she didn't love him.
Oh, she didn't?
No, because Jason was
Because he was kind of fumbling.
He was cheap, and like if she would ask him to do something, he'd be like, I clocked out, and so he would clock
really?
back in to do something for
That's
her,
hilarious.
and she would call him the penny.
The
So,
funny.
the penny pinchers here.
you know
That's
what
hilarious.
I always thought was weird about Dean was when I worked here, we got $25 a night.
Yes,
That's it.
that's
so
it.
you'd work like an 8-hour
For
shift
what?
to work the door.
shift.
So like you'd work an 8-hour shift and you just got $25, and it worked out to be like $3 an hour or something terrible. and despite the fact that it was a set pay, I would get my I'd clock in, clock out or whatever, and Dean would shave hours off
That's
of my
hilarious.
and be like, "No, bro, it's illegal otherwise." And I'd be like, "That's not a reason to do it. You should just
hilarious.
pay us more."
Right.
No, bro, you get stage time.
I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for
Cool.
having
Thanks
me.
for being on,
Thank
Paulie.
you so
Appreciate
much.
it, man.
Sorry, it's so hot
peace, man.
down here.
Let's go.
That's
Dude, Paulie loves black
amazing.
people. You can
Thank you
tell
hilarious.
so much.
by the hug.
Thank you so much.
Later, bro. Good to see you, brother.
I got an 11 o'clock spot, but I don't know how much they're going to be on time up there.
Well, we'll tell them.
It's open to get some air in here.
Yeah,
Sweet.
tell
Thank you.
Ian's down here. If I can't. I'm sorry. We talked to him. He was like, "Yeah, well, I'll
Let's do it right now."
And
We're
then
like,
he's like,
all right.
"Let's do it right
It's all
now." I
good.
was like, "Oh,
I
Ian."
would have been here earlier, but I got stuck at Largo.
Oh, nice.
3 minutes? Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Oh, wow.
3
So-
minutes. So
Now
we'll be
they're on
right
time.
at we'll be right at an
Well,
hour.
yeah, all
so
of
that
a
works
sudden,
out well.
They're on fucking time.
I don't know. They're never on
well,
time.
They did it last week too, and they're like, "Rick, we need you." I'm like, "But my spot's
He goes-
actually supposed to start now, so
Right.
can you
So-
put someone else up?"
Yeah, exactly.
They put up Hinchcliffe, who looked so happy up there, just being
Hilarious.
evil as fuck.
Yeah, he's next here. I don't want to make him happy.
Yeah, absolutely
No,
not.
Don't. Make sure you get up there.
I'm going to go
We'll
up before.
hit pause.
I'm going up before you, Tony. It's not happening.
What we'll do is we'll just have you back if you want.
Yeah, I'm
do
down.
That
I'll do
because
that.
I
I'll come
feel
back.
bad that we
Because you got a
we
lot of good
hijacked
stories.
your spot with.
It's all good.
Pauly.
I
I can't believe he talked to me for that long. I'm going to be honest.
Dude,
Just-
I brought Ian here, bro.
Right?
I get to be on his podcast.
In his mind,
hilarious.
I've been here since he's born. That's how long it
That's
feels like I've
hilarious.
been here. But it's true. I'm excited to interview you for real.
All right, bet.
But I'm excited that you came
All right.
because we had some color in the basement. And it's
So
very
hilarious.
exciting.
Yeah.
Unlike
she's
this.
not kidding. The multiple people
Won't come down.
come down.
They've all said no. They're like, if you bring the stuff up here, I'm like, but the studio's down there.
Don't worry, I'll tell them it's not all right.
Thank you.
Even Leslie Jones.
You were all right.
Yeah.
Everyone was accurate in your decision to not go in the
Don't come
basement.
down
It
there.
is creepy.
Leslie Jones, the actual Ghostbuster, will not come down here.
That's fucking
to-
hilarious. That is fucking hilarious. All right, I'll see you all next time.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ian
Thanks.
Edwards.
Thanks for being here,
All right.
Ian. Thanks to Pauly Shore.
Yes, double dip.
Yep.
Please. Dip. Anyway, Ricky,
Yeah,
thank
so-
you for coming in. That
Yeah,
was interesting.
It definitely was an interesting episode. I'm glad we got it recorded. And
I hope it recorded.
Yeah, me too. And
What
if not,
what if it didn't?
if not, then it'll go for the ages. The ghosts will have loved every second of it.
Fucking Ari.
All right. Yeah, I'm Rick Ingram.
I'm Eleanor Kerrigan.
Thanks for listening to the Comedy Store Podcast, guys. Come see a show.